Thank you for tuning in. Today, let's talk about Brain Pop in 5 minutes. So, this is not a complete lesson about it, but just a brief, very brief overview. So, as I stated in my newsletter, this Brain Pop covers every content area, as you can see below here. But what you have is you have the option to have your own account, and which is great. It makes for a lot of great ease. So if you are at the high school or at MLA, you have to create your username and password, and there is a help above in this newsletter to help you with that. If you are at Miller, you will sign in through Clever. So let's get going. Once you are logged in, you'll see this screen. And every time you log in, you'll see your dashboard. So you can have your classes there, you can create assignments, you can create a quiz with your own information. You can enter a code if you're using someone else's, like you're watching a presentation by someone else or to do a brain pop for someone else. You can enter a code, or you can also, and it will always ask you to do these things, join Brain Pop 101. And once you do that, that kind of gives you a little bit of a more in-depth, it's a 1-hour course. You go through all the features, and then at the end, you end up with a certificate. So just something that will give you more information if you want to be a self-directed learner and do this on your own. The other option you have always is to call me and book an appointment with me. So once you're in here, there's a whole bunch of things that you can do. Let's talk about a topic. Let's look at something in science. And let's talk about cellular life and genetics. And so let's go through bacteria. So you can see all the different things that they offer here. But just like Brain Pop, if you know that, there's always the movie option. There's always a quiz. Now with Make a Map, what this is exactly that. You make a map. And if you go through the Brain Pop 101, you'll learn all about all the specifics, but it can include information from the movie. You can include images. You can search for images. You don't have to go to Google and download images. They're here. You can use keywords. And if you use keywords in your map, then you can have it play various things as well. So here, let's play
Plants need bacteria too. They convert nitrogen in the soil into simpler structures that plants can absorb more easily.
All right, so Max is doing the speaking in that case so that you can hear all those things. You can add a blank box and type, whatever information you want in there. You can move things around if this is your starting place. You can have more, so you can add notes to your map. You can or have the kids add to the map. You can start a map and have the kids finish it. You can use a map as an evaluation tool to see what kids have learned. There's also templates that you can use, a vocabulary map, cyclical relationship map. All of these kinds of things are here for you to use or for you to assign to students. So like I said, you could start it and say, okay, here you go, finish the rest of it. So those are some things you can do with Make a Map. And always you have to save, otherwise it is gone. Another thing that is very interesting here about this whole Brain Pop, the way they have updated everything, is that they have options like make a movie. And so with Make a Movie, you have options here. Your students would actually make the movie. You can answer a letter just like in a Brain Pop, or you can write a new letter. If you answer a letter, you're using something that's pre-made, or you can say, I don't want either, I want new. And again, these are really resources that are for your students to create, not necessarily for you to start and them to finish, but actually for them to create. So lots of great things. And then you can go through and you can add characters and you can add all kinds of, you can have the students narrate it, or you can have an artificial voice narrate it. So lots of things to do here. Let's go here to grammar. Another thing that you can do, and what is great about this is, so when you click on something like whatever your topic is, they give you the options of what you have. So Newsela is also part of this. And so you can view this on Newsela, or you can assign it so that the kids can read the article. And of course, as you may know with Newsela, you can level the reading. The kids can level their reading. At this point, I know one of the questions that will probably come up is, how do I connect this with my Google Classroom? At this point, there is not a way to connect to Google Classroom. I'm sure at some point everything will be connectable to that, but at this point there is not. So what you need to do is create your class in BrainPop, and then you would assign in BrainPop. There are also games for every topic area that the kids can play. And actually, I guess not for this one, but for many of the things here, many of the options are games. There's also an FYI section, which just gives you some more information. And then you can click on different things. And again, you can assign all of these. So you can assign the FYI if there is something there that you would like to add. Creative coding is another part of BrainPop that, where the kids are just block and text coding it. And this is part of our subscription as well. So you can use this and go through this as well. And in that brief few minutes, I wanted to try to cover as much as I could and give you some overviews here. So if you have kids who are really into comics, you can share those as well. So just many things you can do with BrainPop. Again, BrainPop has been updated, and it has a new features, lots of new features, and a great way to integrate technology in your classes. And even if you don't use the movie and the quiz, you can always use some of those other creation tools like the Make a Movie, like the Make a Map, and have kids present through those things. Just something different, something new, and I'm more than happy to support you in your learning. So just let me know how I can help you. And thanks for tuning in.